Hello, guys. We are back with day two of biking around the Netherlands. Well, I was thinking that was it, and we will never see that video ever again, how it ended, but we actually have a continuous update. So, this was requested as well. So, I'm not sure if it's like the whole entirety of it or I don't know, because I don't necessarily look in advance. I just want to be surprised during the reaction. Okay, I don't go sit around watching the video or researching what we're going to be reacting to. Everything is done once I sit here so that it is a authentic reaction, right? I could do my research, yes, I know, but it's nice to have that like interaction of like what the fudge is this, right? So that you guys can help me out, and then when I need more information, then I can do my research. And sometimes we have our phone, we do research on the spot as well, just to have the whole experience with you, right? Just imagine I don't know anything about Netherlands and you guys want me to check it out, and then I do my research like the night before, and I come here and like it's not gonna be fun anymore. Like the I was gonna say virginity, but the rawness. Okay, what is words like that? Reaction is gonna be. It's not gonna be as authentic as if you didn't know nothing. So that's why sometimes I'm sitting here and I'm like a clueless human being because literally I am. But anyways, we're in day two. I'm really excited to see more of like this around the Netherlands. It has been amazing so far. This is something I would love to do. Right? We're doing the boating videos a while back, and I'm like, it's not really my thing. But this one, oh, sign me up. Okay, I am there. Sign still delivered. I'm yours. So let's go to day two.
This is a path along the Netherlands' west coast, just a small portion of the
We
over
don't need caption.
35,000 kilometer long network of bicycle paths and superhighways that make traveling around the country easy and incredibly enjoyable, and they are one of the things I will be highlighting during day two of my bike trip in the Netherlands.
So fun. Look at that.
It is day number 2. I am in Haarlem.
No, I will not subject you to my groggy morning voice. It's day number 2 of my week-long trip in the Netherlands, which means I am in Haarlem, and today's destination is Delft, a city just outside the Hague. So I have a decision to make, which route to take. Now, I can take the direct route through Leiden or head back through Zandvoort and along the seaside. Considering day 1 was over 40 kilometers, not including any tooling around, today the direct route would be over 50 kilometers minimum, with the other over 60, which may not sound like a lot,
That's a
but
lot.
on that beast I'm riding, it's quite a bit. However, the one thing I
Like your butt is gonna hurt. I don't know if he has like his riding bike pad shenanigans, whatever you call it. But riding a bike is fun and all, but then when you get down, it feels like somebody just and your thighs also, the inner thighs. Oh, it's gonna burn.
definitely learned during day 1 is that this trip is not about the destination, it's about the journey. So I'm going to take
Oh,
the
the
longer
house
route.
is
Also, there may be
beautiful.
a certain something I'd like to investigate. So after grabbing a frikandel brugge and a Red Bull, I took off on my steed and was met with a cool breeze from the sea under an overcast sky. I retraced my path back out of Haarlem towards Zandvoort and through the national park to reach the real money shot of this video.
Yeah. That's the place.
This is amazing. This is what I want. I want to be able to get to cities easily and safely without having to deal with cars. This is amazing. It's incredible.
This is the Dutch coastal route that stretches over 600 kilometers along the North Sea. It's just one variety of fantastic intercity bike infrastructure I came across. Here, it's a fietspad. In other places, it was a separated lane along a country highway, sometimes
Still,
an edge
though.
lane road, a bike street, even sometimes slow shared country roads. And while amazing to my North American sensibilities, these aren't all that special in the Netherlands. Something more novel that the Dutch have been working on are bicycle superhighways, connections between cities that offer a hassle-free ride for utility or recreation. One such highway is the Rijnwaalpad, an 18-kilometer-long route between Arnhem and Nijmegen. The goal of this highway and others like it was to reduce car congestion on the roads between the cities, because while driving in the Netherlands is very good, traffic congestion is still a very real problem, especially during rush hour. The idea was to offer a bike route that was high quality, easy to navigate, efficient, and most importantly, enjoyable to ride on. This is achieved by building these routes away from car traffic and optimizing for flow. In fact, there are no traffic lights on the Rijnwaalpad. Major roads are crossed by bridges and tunnels, and minor street traffic typically gives way to cyclists. While these bike highways may not be faster than driving or taking transit in many cases, they do offer a stress-free way to commute that is attractive to many. The Rijnwaalpad became an instant success after opening in 2015, with improvements still being made to this day. And it's just a small portion of the 750 kilometers of superhighways in the Netherlands, with the continued success spurring plans to add another 1,400 kilometers by the end of the decade. Now, the coastal route I took was not a superhighway, but it did share key characteristics: away from cars and uninterrupted. This is the only stop I remember seeing until reaching the Hague.
So the path went from pavement to pavers and now to gravel. And this is what I expected the entire trail to be like, because this is what you'd find in North America.
That's
For
what I
example,
want,
the
too.
Chrysler Greenway
Low-key.
in Essex County outside Windsor, Ontario. I should make a video on that.
There are intercity paths in many countries around the world, including the US and Canada, but more often than not, those are rails to trails conversions, which certainly work as decent intercity bike paths, but they are built with recreation in mind instead of utility, typically don't prioritize cyclists at intersections, and probably the most important thing is that when you reach your destination, you are unlikely to be welcomed by a safe and well-connected cycling network.
There it is. You feel it? You feel it? And we just did it. Entered South Netherlands.
I have a question though. So if like you're traveling like this and then let's say you get a flat tire or something, what now? Like, do you have a place to call? Is there a nearby service area, or do you have to walk to the nearest town to get your bike fixed? Like, that is the only problem I see right now. But you guys, let me know in the comments. Maybe there's a quick solution or an easy solution to this.
Actually, it's South Holland, the second province of this specific trip. But can we just take a moment to appreciate the relatively untouched coast? Because, you know, in North America, we would have slapped down a 12-lane motorway here. Instead, along the coastal path, I passed through lovely seaside towns, a beach resort, a buttload of sand dunes, and something a bit more ominous.
Okay, so I've arrived at one of the reasons why I decided to come this way instead of the other way through Leiden, which is a piece of history. And if you're at all interested in history, you should likely intuit what this might be. And what this is remnants of the defense network called the Atlantic Wall. And this particular location, I don't know if it's a bunker, I don't know if there was some structure on top of it, but all that's left now is the concrete with the I-beam sticking out. They look, I don't know if they were sheared or what, but it's like a semicircle and there's like 2 layers of it. So there wasn't much to see there. There is a museum in the town nearby, Nordwijk. It's an Atlantic Wall Museum, but it's only open on the weekends, it seems, so I'm not gonna be able to make it that. But there are other bunkers to see. Oh look, there's another piece of the wall right there. Must have been a big structure. Well, on our way to the next one, I might as well tell you about what happened after the occupation of the Nazis in the Netherlands. There was a saying that became very popular, and it was a way to express disdain for the German people. And it was, "Give me back my bicycle." At first it was a real disdain, but then it became a tongue-in-cheek saying, and now, as far as I know, isn't really used that much. But when I see my German friends, I'll be sure to use it when we get to Amsterdam.
I was disappointed to find that the museum was indeed closed, but I was still able to spot other derelict coastal fortifications. And after all, this wasn't my first time visiting a piece of the Atlantic Wall. I had toured the coast of Normandy many years earlier. However, I had a family connection to this place, as my grandfather, Earl Bodwin, served in the Black Watch Royal Highland Regiment of Canada and fought in the Netherlands. I remember
Oh.
secondhand stories that featured blasting Nazi snipers out of windmills. Thankfully, a few weeks later, I had the opportunity to visit a museum near the southern town of Middelburg, where I spotted the patch of my grandfather's unit and the same gun that he manned. But back to the coastal
Very
path.
Something I
interesting.
notice here is the delineation between the lanes. As you come to corners, especially blind ones, you'll see the hash marks thicken. See? I think that is a warning as to perhaps not pass or have caution. All right, this section here has pavers, but it also has what appear to be rumble strips along the edge.
If you know what that's for, please let me know in the comments. But after going through some relatively lovely paths, I finally reached the outskirts of the Hague. So I decided to not go through the center of the Hague because, well, it's getting later in the day and I'd like to get to Delft and walk around and check out that city center. But it's come with a bonus, which is that I've gotten the chance to really see what a more suburban area of a larger city looks like. And it's very interesting because you see hints of what you might see in many North American cities with gas stations and stuff like that. But still, there's just great cycling infrastructure for people to roll around. So just as I'm going through an underpass, a big-ass American Dodge Ram truck comes flying through, guns it, unbelievably loud. Ironically, just before we get to a street that's a priority street for bikes. Cars are guests there. What I am referring to is the fietsstraat. While the shiny and beautiful superhighways are a thing of beauty that take the headlines, the fietsstraat or bicycle street is a relatively new trend embraced by municipalities nationwide. Just like the name implies, it's a road primarily designed for cyclists, similar to a bike path, but with a crucial difference. Cars are permitted to enter, albeit
Look
as
at the
guests.
ducks. Are those ducks?
To
I don't
establish
know.
a successful bicycle street, it's essential that cyclists are the dominant
geese,
mode of
ducks.
transport, with cars taking a secondary role. The design and signage clearly signaling to motorists that they are visitors in the space and must yield to cyclists. Currently, bicycle streets are mostly found in residential areas, serving as key routes for cyclists, but can also be found in more rural areas. And while I love those highways and beautiful separated lanes, bike streets and similar infrastructure are the things we should be striving to make a reality right now in North America. It's the low-hanging fruit to kickstart a safe cycling network. This fietsstraat took me the rest of the way to Delft, a city of over 100,000 people sandwiched between The Hague and Rotterdam. Its canals, similar to many Dutch cities, are flanked by lovely homes and shops and host tranquil scenes that honestly made me regret only booking one night here. I really did love it. Naturally, my favorite part was the market square. Not only has it been an important piece of history and growth of Delft, it's still a place where people gather and vendors sell their wares. I even took a chance to snag a staple Dutch snack.
Oh,
When the
yes.
square clears, you get a good view of the church and town hall that
I
dominate
really
the
wanna
space
try the
on either
mayo.
end. And bringing back the theme of blowing things up, in 1654, the town was rocked by an explosion when the keeper of magazines at a Clarist convent was checking a sample of the stored gunpowder. 30 tons of gunpowder went up, killing over 100 people,
What?
injuring thousands, and leaving much of the village in ruins. Thankfully, the town endured the disaster, and what we have today is a beautiful, livable town with enough character to keep me busy for the remainder of the evening. My brief time in Delft really left a lasting impression, and I can't wait to return. But all good days have their dusk, so I must look forward to the destination of
Delft.
day 3, Gouda, or for the rest of us, Gouda. I must say, thank you for the response to day 1. It's way beyond anything I expected, so I have expedited editing the rest of the trip. And if you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the rest. With that, my name is Nick. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so I'm assuming he went back in episode 1, but I think the upcoming episode he's gonna stay and then he'll move on to the next, right? I think that's how he's gonna do it. But yes, Delft looks really beautiful, and I'm excited for Gouda because our love for cheese will never be broken. So we have a country that doesn't get hot often. I love it because me and heat we do not go well together. I just get irritated. I don't become human when it's hot. Like I can't function when it's hot. I'd rather be cold than be hot. So that's a plus. We bike, okay? And you can walk also. It's very chill. And then they have cheese. Like what else do you need in life? What else do you need in life? You probably will complain about the weather, but I think it's beautiful most of the time. You let me know in the comments. But thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you maybe in part 3. Still don't know. Bye.